Let's see. I mean, it sounds like the audio is working now. Hopefully the audio stays working. You guys can hear me now, right? You guys, everything's good. Over here it shows like the audio is on. So, what's up, Angelica? ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? Kausha, what's up? What are we talking about? Oh, we're gonna get into the questions here in a little bit. It's just the audio. Nobody could hear me just a second ago. So, back in action. All right, I'm just making sure everybody can hear me. Judy, okay, she's Angelica says that she can hear me too. I don't know what happened. It just the audio stopped working. I don't know if it was because I was playing the music, but I'm glad you guys can hear me now. So let me know if the audio goes out for some reason. I have the thing to monitor over here, but I don't want to turn it up super loud because I don't want it the feedback. Uh, Liv, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Love, Alma Rosa, ¿cómo estás? Okay, yes, I hear it now. I am fucking amazing. ¿Cómo estás? We can hear you. All right, perfect. All right, we're gonna get into the questions. Again, if I don't answer you guys or pay attention to you guys, it's because I'm trying to answer the questions. I'm not trying to ignore you guys, all right? So, I can hear you, Papi Chulo. Hey, Alejandra, ¿cómo estás? Friends with benefit told me he didn't want a girlfriend, but all of a sudden now he has an apartment and a girlfriend living with him. Tells me he would still rather be dicking me down than see her. He doesn't have to lie to me. We F regardless, but makes me wonder if he wants me, but has to settle for less since I'm not available. Girl, he don't want you. I'm telling you this right now. He don't want you. He wants the cat, girl. That's what he wants. Uh, and as long as the cat is there, guess what he's gonna do? He gonna get it. So just like Vicky says, he's playing the both of y'all. Absolutely. Because if you let him have it and his girl doesn't know about it, he's gonna keep coming around. He might make you feel like you're the one, or he's gonna breadcrumb you as long as he can. That's what he's gonna do. Because if you give him the cookie, he's gonna keep coming back for the cookie. Like, let's be honest. uh, you're not. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not saying it in a rude way, but he's gonna basically you're nobody special if that makes sense. Like he's gonna tell you, oh, like I miss you. You're the one that I want to be with. Breadcrumb you just because he wants to give you just enough so he can keep coming back. And there's that hope in your head that hey, he says he really likes me. No, he likes the cookie, girl. He likes the cookie, and as long as it's still available, then guess what? He's gonna continue to come back and get it. And unfortunately, that's the situation that you're in. So it's not that he likes you more, or he like just because he can't be with. If he can have both, he's gonna have both. Okay. All right. Next question. Uh, my friends with benefits, my ex friends with benefits. LOL. We ended in good terms. It was just all fun. But his ex reached out to try again, and he said yes, which is fine. I haven't reached out in months, but he recently been reaching out and trying to convince me to hook up again in secret. I keep asking him why, but I get we had fun, good vibes. See, this is the shitty part is that he got back with his ex. It probably went to the same thing. This is why I always tell you guys about going back with exes. Is it going to work? Probably not. Because guess what he did? Now he's hitting up his friends, ex friends with benefits and being like, hey, we should still keep doing this. No, absolutely not. Because he just wants the cookie. And would you want to be in that situation? Would you want to be his girlfriend? You know, like, imagine how she doesn't know or how she's going to feel once you get caught because it's only a matter of time before you get caught. So, like I said, I would just not do it because karma's a bitch. It'll come back and bite you in the ass. And you need to pay attention to, like, again, would you want to be in a relationship with somebody and then imagine finding out that your man was hooking up with his ex friends with benefits while being with you? Imagine how that's going to feel. Okay. So if you don't want that energy brought back to you, don't put that energy back out to them. So I would just say move on, girl. It's not worth it at all because it's only a matter of time before you're gonna get caught. So all right, next question. Months ago, I found out that my husband is having inappropriate conversations with another woman. I've been quiet and monitoring ever since shit got really dirty between them. Then the conversation, and now talking about meeting for casual conversation. I want to be on a mark on him before I leave him. I want to make a mark on him before I leave him. Um, you're not gonna get anywhere by getting like revenge. Okay, I would just say if I would not do it because you're not gonna get anything out of revenge, like leaving a mark. If you saw the conversations, it's only a matter of time before he's gonna, cheat on you. Let's be honest. Uh, because that's where it starts. It starts with a small conversation. It starts with a meetup, just a casual conversation. Let's catch up, and then it's gonna lead to, hey, we came over to your place, and then he accidentally fell in your cat. Okay, we don't want that at all. So, and if he's doing that, there's no leaving a mark. Like I said, is not gonna do anything. Leaving a mark is not gonna do absolutely nothing because maybe the girl knows that you're in a relationship or he's in a relationship. He's still gonna be like, she's not gonna care if he shows up with a hickey. She'll be like, all right, cool, whatever. So the way my phone froze, you biting your lip. Well, hopefully it's not froze. Is it still froze on Instagram? Hey, thank you, Dion, for the gifts. I disagree. If he does that with one, there is more. Yeah, well, absolutely. But that's what happens when somebody is looking to cheat. They usually look for several different people to cheat with, and they're gonna meaning like they're gonna keep looking for somebody, and once they find somebody that's gonna let them cheat, they're probably gonna do it. Because that's why you've seen some of these guys have like a beautiful girlfriend or wife, and they end up cheating with somebody who is like not that, like, compared to their wife is way different. That's because they're looking for somebody to let them cheat. So I would just say, if you should bring it up to him and be like, yo, what the fuck is this, and see what happens, because the intentions are there. If he's having inappropriate conversations with somebody and it's getting really flirtatious, because I guarantee you, if you were doing that to him, he would say that you're cheating, like you're doing shady stuff behind his back, all this stuff. But it's okay that he does it. So no, absolutely not. You need to think about like what you're gonna do now. Like after you confront him, what are you gonna do? Because getting like what is revenge gonna get, like, or leaving a mark on him gonna do? What is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything for you, right? You know how there's some people like, oh, I'm just gonna revenge cheat. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything for you. It's not gonna do anything. Like, yeah, it's gonna piss him off even more, but then you might, afterwards, might feel like shit because you just hooked up with some random dude or his best friend and got yourself into some more drama. Like, the best thing you can do is just to move on, right? But again, I don't know your situation, your whole situation. This is why you need to confront him about what you got, all the text messages and stuff like that. You need to confront him and see what happens. Because what if he tells you, oh, we're not working out and I don't want to do this anymore. Now you're just like, all right, cool, I'm out. So revenge cheating is not going to do anything. I'll tell you that right now. All right, next question. I just got out of an 18-year relationship. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put this thing bad. Fucking shit. I just got out of an 18-year relationship. Long story short, my ex-husband cheated throughout all the relationship. The last straw was when he cheated emotionally and sexually with his coworker. He claims to regret all his infidelities, but how can someone continue to cheat at every opportunity? Because you keep letting him, girl. You keep taking him back. He knows what he'll cheat on you, and then he knows what he has to do to keep you around, and then guess what? He's gonna continue to do it. And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, how many times are you gonna let him get away with getting cheated on? After the first time, you should have been like, no, I'm not doing this. That's why I'm saying, if it ever gets to a point, like, say I'm dating somebody, right, and they end up cheating, that's it. Like, if we got to that point where you needed to cheat, that's it. That's it for me. We're not working this out. We're not gonna do. But since you keep forgiving him, listening to his lies, like, oh, I'm gonna change. Oh, I'm gonna change. Clearly he hasn't changed. He's cheated on you several times, And then since you're okay with it, or since you never do anything about it, he just continues to do it over and over and over again. And you don't do anything about it. So he knows that you're not going anywhere. So that's why he continues to do it, because you're not going anywhere. So he's just like, all right, well, she's gonna stick around. It's not like she's leaving me. So I would just say, stop letting him get away with it. Meaning, like, move on, girl. Like, you saw his patterns. He just continues to cheat over and over and over and over, and you keep letting him get away with it over and over and over again. So that's why he keeps doing it. And it's gonna be coworkers, it's gonna be friends, it's gonna be anybody that would let him cheat. All right. Next question. Is blue balls a real thing? All my exes swore by it, but my new friends with benefits says it never had, and that he is okay. So, for me, what I think blue balls is, I don't know why Instagram keeps freezing. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. Hold on, let me restart Instagram. But to me, what I think what blue balls is say you're gonna be intimate, right? Like being intimate, or like everything's there. You guys are kissing, maybe she grabs it. You're thinking it's gonna happen, but then it ends up not happening. And then now you're left with that feeling like, oh shit, I didn't get a chance to, like, you know when you had that feeling of wanting to get to your O? Girls can relate to this really well. Kind of, so like when you're hooking up with a guy and he doesn't get you to your O, and then you have that feeling afterwards, kind of like, fuck, like I didn't get mine. That's kind of how it feels like when you give a guy blue balls. So that's technically what I think it is. You know, everybody has their definition of what blue balls may be, but to put it in the best words I can, or the best description I can, it's kind of like when when a guy, you're being intimate with a guy and he doesn't get you to your O, and just that's it, right? And then you're just like, well, shit, I didn't even get mine, so like this was a waste of time. And especially if he only lasted a little bit of time. So it crapped out for me too. Hey, I restarted Instagram because it's acting weird. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but we also feel swollen, LOL, when it doesn't happen. See, and that's what I think blue balls is. It's not like it's that feeling, right? When you wanted to do it, you thought it was gonna happen, and then it just didn't happen, right? So, and the best way I can put it to you guys is when you're being intimate with a guy, maybe he only lasted a couple minutes, a minute, he got his, and then you didn't even get yours. And you're just left there like, what the fuck happened here? You know, like, so that's what I think it is. So they don't turn blue. No, they do not turn blue. Like if they turn blue, there's something wrong with his junk down there. Like it has nothing to do with blue balls. So you probably punched him. All right, next question. And also over on Instagram, if you guys are having, I don't know why Instagram is having a bunch of issues. Like it says it keeps freezing. It never says it's freezing over on TikTok. So if you guys have TikTok, hop on over to TikTok. It's working way better. I don't know what's going on with Instagram. Instagram keeps saying it's freezing and buffering, and I don't know why. All right, next question. Why do guys like to be called daddy? I think it's like an ego thing, like a kind of like a power thing. You know what I mean? Do I mean it like, or like not me, but do we feel like, oh, we're your actual dad? No, because it has like a different name, like different meaning, like being intimate wise, kind of like it's hard to explain. It doesn't mean like, oh, I think I'm your dad. It just means like, oh, like a power thing, you know, like a intimate thing, like a spicy thing. Shit, I like it. You know, I love it. But do I feel like whenever I get called that, do I feel like they're calling me that because I'm trying to be like their dad? No. So, and some people don't like it. So just to be honest, there's some guys who actually don't like to be called that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of like you guys, there's there might be some things that when you're being intimate that you don't like to be called, and there's some things that you do like to be called, and everybody is different. Like some girls like to be called the dirty little Susia while being intimate, and some people are like, don't call me that. And also insert different words there, like dirty little, you know what I mean? So, and I just say it that way because it's the best way I can say it without getting in trouble. So, like I said, everybody likes different things because there was the TikToks that I did where I smashed and I didn't go back, and some of them were because they didn't like their dirty talk, you know, because there's some girls who love when they're like, oh, this cat is yours, and guys love that too. And there's some girls when I did that series, they were like, I hated how they were like, this cat is mine, huh? And they didn't like it. So like that's what I'm saying. Like everybody is a little bit different. So this is why you figure out your person. Now, if you want to call me daddy, papi, go ahead, girl. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes, please. All right, next question. Hate that I'm shy. I want to lick him. What? I want to lick him from lips to nipples to D. But like, what if he thinks I'm weird? No, girl. First of all, okay. First of all, second of all, you do whatever you want, girl. If that's what you feel in the moment, do it. And if he doesn't like it, he's not for you. If he's just like, oh, why'd you lick me like that? He's probably not for you because guess what? You might feel a type of way about it, like if he says anything about it. No. If you ever want to do something, just do it. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask him to do it. Because you never know, too. He might absolutely love it. And so that's why I'm saying, like, if whatever you feel like doing intimate wise, unless it's just hopefully it's not super something crazy. Like, don't just out of nowhere slide something in his booty, right? Because then you might get fucking karate chopped over the forehead, right? I'm just saying, like, if there's things like licking his nipples and like doing some other stuff, go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Is IG working? I think it's working. So I would just say, whatever you feel like doing, just do it. Okay. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask for forgiveness later. So, and you never know. He might absolutely love it. And then he's going to be wanting that every single time. He'd be like, hey, remember that thing you did? You think you can do that again? So, never be afraid to do something in the bedroom. All right. So, next question. Thoughts on guys wanting princess treatment and wanting to be chased. If you allow them to do that, like if you keep going back to them, they're going to keep wanting that. It's because they do it and you guys let them do it. Does that make sense? Like they do that and you guys let them do it. And that should be a red flag right away. If they're doing that, you should be like, nah, like I need a man, not a little boy. Okay. I need a man, not a little boy. So, because it's not going to change after a few months. If that's how they are in the beginning, that's how they're going to be. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, out of nowhere, they became a man about it. No. So if they want princess treatment, they want you to chase them. No, absolutely not. Because I always say, like, when you're with somebody or you're trying to get with somebody, there should be effort on both sides. It shouldn't just be one-sided. Meaning, like, I love it when there's effort from the girl, and there should be definitely more effort from the guy. But if it's only one-sided, and you know if it's one-sided, don't act like, be like, I feel like maybe not, but he sometimes, no. You'll know right away, like if they're not trying. And a guy should be trying a lot more than a girl, but a girl should also be putting in effort because trust me, us guys want to feel some effort too. We want to feel like you guys are also in this. I'm not saying put in more effort than the guy. I'm just saying we also want to feel like there's some effort on the other side too as well. But it shouldn't be the opposite way around. Absolutely. Because will it change? Nope. You let them get away with that, they're going to continue to do it. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Next question. What's your soft spot when it comes to women? Asking for me, I mean a friend. A soft spot is if you send me this brand new camera. It's the R. No, I'm just joking. I don't know if I have a soft spot. I know I've mentioned it before. What gets my attention right away is a girl with a pretty smile. That's how I somebody gets my attention. Like say um you're out somewhere and you see somebody and they have a pretty smile, but that's where it starts. Are they going to be a great person? uh, that's up in the air because I've gone on dates with people who had an amazing smile, horrible people, by the way, a horrible person. But I've also gone on dates with people who beautiful smile, great person, boring people, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing about me is like a girl's smile is I'm just like, what's up, girl? And then after that, I mean, we'll figure it out then. So I would say like that's my soft spot, maybe, because that's what's gonna get my attention. So I'll just leave it at that. All right, next question. So we've been talking and hanging out for almost 6 months. He tells everyone I'm his girl, but I told him I can't claim him because he has never officially asked me to be his girl. Am I wrong to put that line there? And is it old-fashioned to expect to do this, even though to his family I'm his girl? No, you're absolutely correct, girl. Because if he doesn't put that title on there, you're just assuming. At this point, you're just assuming. And what did I say about just assuming? We do not do that, because next thing you know it, you catch him talking to somebody else and he's going to be like, we are not official, so I don't know why you're upset. No. And I'm glad you put that line, because he should absolutely put a title on that. And if he doesn't, then guess what? You're not my girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend, like situation. And that's all. You did the right thing, girl. You did the right thing. And now he can't get mad. Because, like, say you talk to another guy, it doesn't matter what his family thinks. If his family thinks that you're his girl, no. What does he think? And if you've been together, if you've been with him for a little while, why hasn't he asked you out? Ask yourself that question. Why hasn't he asked you out? Like, why? Say it's been like 7, 8, 9 months, a year, over a year. Why hasn't he asked you out? Okay, if it's in the first few months, okay, I get it. You guys are still trying to figure out each other. But anything more than that, like, why hasn't he asked you out, right? So, but based off your question, it sounds like you guys have been talking for a little while and been together for a little while. You met his family probably several times, Why isn't there official? Like, this is the conversation you need to have with him. And I mean, I'm glad you put that line, because you need to. And so he can't say that either, too. Like, if he starts talking to somebody else, oh, we weren't in a relationship. Guess what? Yeah, I know we weren't in a relationship. So it doesn't matter if you're old school, new school, whatever age, it has to be, don't ever assume that you guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. He has to let it be known, hey, like, ask you in a certain way, whatever way he wants to. But it has to be made clear that you guys are officially boyfriend and girlfriend. If not, you're just assuming. And assuming can be pretty bad. Like, there's been people who just assumed that they were together, and all of a sudden, homie left with somebody else. She left with somebody else. She started talking to somebody else. He started talking to somebody else. But their excuse was, we were never dating. So, just letting y'all know, make sure you make it official. Keyword exclusive. Exactly loaded this. You have to make sure, like, it has to be said through him. And, like, clearly, too. Not be like, yeah, we a thing. No, okay, what is the thing? No, like, call his ass out. And they're like, yeah, we're a thing. Okay, what's this thing we are? Oh, yeah, we just vibing. Okay, what do you mean by vibing? Like, unless, like, you need to, like, make sure things are clear. Okay, because if it's not, trust me, it's a good gateway to get away with some shady shit. So, because I've seen people do it. And that's because the other person was assuming that they were in a relationship when there was clearly nothing said that they were exclusive, they were together, boyfriend and girlfriend, none of that. So again, make sure you make it official. All right. See, even Jen, she said it's happened to her before. I'm not being joking. It's literally, I've seen people do it. Like, I know somebody who did it. Like, yeah, I think it was bad on him, but again, I'm not in his relationships. I'm not him. I'm not the girl. But he never made it official, and he was talking to multiple girls. And then he ended up getting caught, and that was his excuse. We're not together, so I don't know why you're getting mad. And he had a valid point. But that's the thing, like, they were never official. And so that's why I'm saying, it's me. It's weird hearing him say, well, it was because I say it, and I know it's Belle's beauty, but I have to say what it says on there just so I don't lose my train of thought. All right, next question. I'm 31, and a few weeks ago I went out and a 24-year-old approached me and persistent, and we talked. We vibed and danced. We had a good time. We ended up hooking up that night, the whole weekend after that, and the following as well. Then he just changed and cut it off. We were texting too. Why is that? He got what he wanted, and he took his exit. He got what he wanted, and he took his exit. And see, that's why you should have waited a little bit longer before you hooked up with him. You met him the first night. He got what he wanted, and then guess what? He was like, you know what? I'm going to get it a few more times. And then after a few more times, he's like, I'm good. That's why, like, it ran its course. He got what he wanted. He wasn't really into you. That's why you should have waited a little bit longer. Like, again, if it would have been, I would have been like, well, yeah, you can hook up with this guy on the first night if you guys had been talking beforehand. You know, my man said, hit it and quit it. That's exactly what happened. Hit it and quit it. If you were talking to him beforehand, like say you guys had been talking for a little while, you guys were really vibing over the phone or maybe FaceTime, whatever the case, and then you guys finally meet up and then you hooked up with him, then that's a little different, right? But you met him that day, you barely even know this person, and you hooked him up with it doesn't matter how good you vibe. Of course he's gonna be on his best behavior. Of course he's gonna tell you everything you want to hear, because what is this man trying to do that night? That man is on a mission to get that cooking. And what are a lot of guys? I'm not saying all. A lot of guys that are out there, they're on the mission to get a girl. Okay, because I remember going out with the boys where we'd be like, all right, let's see if we can pull some girls, like, and that was the mission. It was to get some girls and like take them back and hook up with, like, that was the goal. It wasn't like I'm looking for a girlfriend. Like most of the time it's like, I'm gonna go to the club to find a girlfriend. No. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what was your situation? Like, if you had been talking with this person beforehand and then you met up, like, and then hooked up with them that first time you guys meet up, that's a little different. But you met him that day, you hooked up with him that day, and he got a little bit more after that, and then he dipped out. Like, it's because you didn't know him. He got what he wanted, and he dipped out. That's what happened there. And hopefully that's a lesson learned, meaning, like, you're not going to have another... Well, technically it wasn't one night stand because you guys hooked up multiple times. So it was a 2-night stand. So that's what I'm saying. Just be careful next time, because unless you're just looking for a good time, have a good time. But don't base everything on the vibe of that night, because trust me, they're going to be on their best behavior. They're going to be telling you everything that you want to hear. Girl, I'm going to treat you like a queen. We just met. You don't even know me. What do you mean you're going to treat me like a queen? What do you mean I'm the one that you want to marry? Girl, I hope you didn't fall for that stuff. Oh, you're... Like, I could see us getting married, having kids. I've heard guys say that on just meeting somebody. I can see, like, us being together forever, and I'm just like, if this girl actually believes this shit, like, I'm gonna slap you myself, girl. I never would say that. See, and there's something, I would never say that at all. But trust me, like, when you go out, some of the shit that some people say, I'm just... I'm like, why would you say that? Like, you really thought that? that they were gonna respond well to that? No. So I'm just saying, if when you go out, ladies, fellas, get mad at me if you want. Ladies, they're gonna be on their best behavior that day that you met them. They're gonna tell you everything that you want to hear. They're gonna be like love bomb you, whatever the case. They're also gonna tell you that they're single sometimes when they're clearly not single, and just because they're on a mission that day. If they're really into you, okay, let's go on 3-4 dates. Let's see how you feel after that. Am I still the queen? Am I still the one you want to be with? Because by that time, if they were just there to hook up, they're gonna be like, all right, fuck this, I'm out. Like she's waiting way too long. So again, that's why I'm saying they're gonna be on the best behavior that first day, because they're on a mission. Okay, just remember that. And if you're looking just to have a good time, go ahead, have a good time. But just know, if he stops talking to you after this day, you knew what was gonna happen. Sometimes women just want to feel wanted and moved. See, that's what I mean. Like, if you have some needs and want that connection with somebody, there's nothing wrong. People have needs. Guys have needs. Girls have needs. But just know, if you hook up with them that day that you met them and they dip out, you ran that risk. You took that risk getting yourself into that situation. So, because again, they'll be on their best behavior day one. All right, next question. I don't know what to do with my friends with benefits. He says he doesn't want a relationship, but when we hang out, we act like we are, and we're the only ones that matter. He's even been asking for dirty pics. It's so confusing because I like him, but I don't know if the feeling is mutual or if I'm strictly his friends with benefits. So friends with benefits. He has needs, you have needs. And maybe his needs, or like some of the things that he likes to do, is be physical with you, touch you, treat you like a girlfriend and things like that. But clearly pay attention to his actions. He's not like that when you're not with him, and you clearly get that vibe that, hey, we act like this when we're in person, but then when we're not, or because again, it goes right back to the question before. They're gonna be on their best behavior because they want the cookie. They just want the cookie. And since you can tell his vibes or whatever, like his actions, that he just wants a friends with benefits, and that's all it is. To me, it keeps feeling like you're actually probably catching a little bit of feelings for this guy. And so that's why you're asking yourself these questions and be like, well, he does this and it kind of makes me feel like he's into me. That's probably because you're kind of into him too. So if that's the problem, like if you're starting to catch feelings, it's time to find yourself a new friends with benefits, or just cut this one off, because if there's feelings developing there, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And then when he's done, he's going to be like, cut you off, and then you're going to be like, what the fuck happened here? So that's why I'm saying, pay attention to his actions, and if his actions are saying he just wants to be a friends with benefits, that's all he wants to be. Trust your gut feeling at the end of the day. And that's what a friends with benefits is like, you go because you have needs, and maybe his needs is like being affectionate like that, like he's your boyfriend, right? So because everybody has different needs. So I would just say he's not looking for a relationship, and it might be time to move on, girl. All right. Next question. I've been in a relationship with my middle school sweetheart. Recently, I've had S with one of my coworkers and him. No soy celosa, lol. But now the only thing that makes me is the thought of effing her doggy style while she eats me out. Is that wrong? Hold on, wait. I've been in a relationship with my middle school sweetheart. Recently, I've had S with one of my coworkers and him. No soy celosa, lol. But now the only thing that makes me is the thought of him effing her doggy style while she eats me out. Is that wrong? No, absolutely not. First of all, I just think that you're and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it kind of sounds to me, it kind of sounds like you're bi and you're liking the feeling of being with both. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you like guys and girls, because you're liking the thought of him effing her while she eats you out, it kind of sounds like you're turned on by both parties, if you will. So, but now you're in a weird situation because you got the guy, the girl, and if you're just looking to have fun, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just looking to have fun. If you want to mess around with the girl, mess around with the guy, mess around with both of them at the same time, then do your thing. But one of the biggest things that I don't know if you guys ran into it. One of the biggest things is because I know some people who have a girl that's bi, and the issue is that they end up cheating because they crave the other person. Meaning, like, if they're with a male, they crave being with a girl, and then if they're with a girl, they crave being with a man. And because trust me, I've had those questions, and I also had the one-on-one sessions with that, and like that, it's really difficult because I'm always like, oh well, like, this is your partner. They clearly are this gender. Like, it's not like they can be this. They want best of both worlds. But the thing is, like, I always tell them, once you open that door and like maybe mess around with the other person, you might leave the other person for that person, right? So you're in a tough little situation there. I'm sure it happens to guys too. I'm 100% straight, so I've never been like, I need to be with a guy. Hell no. I'm a women only, strictly women. I've never been like, oh, I wonder what it. No. So I don't know the feeling of being stuck in between both genders, if that makes sense. And I'm sure it sucks because maybe it's the way I like. You know, when you want to be with like me, for example, when I want to be with a girl, like I'm like, I really want to be with the girl right now. I'm imagine feeling like that, but with like two different genders, but you can only have one. Like, I'm sure that's going to be like pretty difficult. Again, I've never experienced it, so I don't know because your boy only is into women. So is there anybody in the chat right now that runs into that problem? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to see, because I want to see if anybody in the chat is Waki. Do you okay? And Angelica says yes too. Do you guys run into that issue, like where you're with a guy, right? Do you ever? Oh, hold on. No, but I have a friend that told me her guy didn't care as long as it was females only. Yeah, but I'm trying to see if is there a girl on here that is bi? Yes, you always want what you can't have. I'm kind of bi. I crave woman's body, but not her attitude. Same girl. No, I'm just joking. Absolutely, I love men, but I enjoy a female. I'm bi. So like if you're with one gender, right? Does it ever get frustrating that you can't be with the other gender? Like, that's my question. You know what I mean? That you ever get like, I fucking need it, like, and then you want to cheat. Because I've never been in that. I think bisexual is kind of greedy, basically. Hold on, I'm trying to see if somebody answers my question. Honestly, because imagine being like you craving something. No, a man can do everything a woman can. Yes, when I was with my ex, when you were with your ex, Angelica, you were with a guy, but you would crave and you wanted to be with a girl. Show me your bracelets when you're done with this topic. I got a little rope chain and then a little, it has like little gem or rubies in it. The answer is yes. I figured. Now I'm with a man. I've been with a woman for 17 years. Now I'm with a man. See, I think I can see people getting frustrated, but maybe, so I have a buddy. I've been wanting to have him on my podcast. I've been on his podcast before, and he talks about it openly. So he is married to, obviously, his wife, and his wife is bi. And so in order to fix that problem for them, their dynamic, they always have a girl. Like, they're allowed to have both of them are allowed to have a girlfriend, meaning like they both date the same girl. So they're married, but they also bring in another girl and they treat her like a girlfriend, right? Because basically it is a girlfriend. It's a girlfriend to him and it's a girlfriend to his wife. Now that's why I wanted him to come on the podcast so he could explain the whole dynamic, because I think that's something interesting. So is that called No, well, kind of technically, yeah. But because sometimes poly is just the girls don't hook up with each other. They're just there with the guy, if that makes sense, right? So I think poly is more the guy is dating different girls. He's the one that hooks up with the different girls. The girls don't mess around with each other. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Let me see if anybody will answer, because that's what I'm thinking it is. Now, what's up, Adriana? How are you? I was with both when I became single. Where's the one in that? but see, here's the thing. Like, if they're not into girls, why would they hook up with the other girls? No, the girls do too. Okay, see, like, and this is great to know. I think it just depends on people's dynamic, because there's some girls who aren't into each other, like into girls. So that's why I asked that, because there's some girls that be like, yeah, we'll date him, but they're not dating each other, if that makes sense. Women are drama, pretty and nag. I needed the thrust, not just the tongue or the fake D. Yes, they do. So yeah, and that's why I want to. It depends. Poly is different. It all depends on what the couple is into. See, and that's what I'm figured. But I thought that was a different dynamic. I stand corrected, and that's okay. Because like I said, my buddy, he married. He hooks up with the girl, and then she hooks up with the girl too. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, technically, I don't know if it's poly, because I didn't think the girls would hook up when it's poly. But again, like you said, everybody is different, and the dynamics can be different too. So hopefully one of these days I can have him on the podcast. He's not from here, but he does come out to Arizona every now and then. So if anything, I just might have him over like a Zoom or something like that. So that way he can talk about it, because I think it would be interesting. That way you guys can hear a different dynamic, because it's good to hear other people's dynamic and what they think of it. That's why I never judge anybody. If there wants to be 3 boyfriends in one relationship, should go for it. Right? If there want to be 3 girlfriends in one relationship, should go for it. Do your thing. So, but I just want to know what's the dynamic. Does she get jealous when the other girl is with him? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. How does it work, and how do you guys navigate this situation? Because to me, it feels like it could get messy real quick. Because what if you're married, right? And then you hook up with the girlfriend. Does your wife get upset? Does your wife get mad? You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know more about that, because I've never been in that type of situation. And so I think it would be great, because again, people do all sorts of stuff out here, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just want to know more. I want to be educated on this too as well. It's more he gets jealous than you get her off and he can't. That could be too. I could see that too. Like, it could be an ego thing too, but that's why I want to ask people like that, because like, I just want to get their dynamic. How is that a real marriage? So glad you asked that, Prisana. Whatever it is that you guys like, if they do that and they're happy doing that, then as long as they're happy, like if it makes them happy bringing in another girl, bringing in another, like, to be into their relationship, and the guy is happy about it, the girl is happy about it, then then I say it's perfectly fine, right? It's when you have to hide things and do things behind people's back, that's when it's also bad if, like, maybe the guy is not into it but the girl is into it, but the guy is kind of forced to do it because he has to share, then that's not a happy marriage, or like a real, because somebody's not happy in the marriage because they have to do this in order to compromise, right? So, but if they're both on the same page, again, I'm sure he's happy because I did have some conversations with him, and he says it does get overwhelming because it's a girlfriend too. And so now he has to spend time with her and the wife. You know what I mean? Like he has to spread, not only does he have his own business, but now he has to focus on two different girls. And you guys all know having one person in a relationship is already a lot of work. So imagine being in two different relationships, kind of, right? Is a whole different, like now you have to give attention to somebody else too. See? And see, this is why I want to have a conversation with him. That way you guys can get more information on that and just see somebody else's perspective. So it's all about other people's perspective. Kind of like there people have like different religions they believe in. People have different political views they believe in. Like everybody believes their stuff. Two hens to one rooster. So, but I've been on his podcast before. His podcast is not based on the stuff that I talk about. So he doesn't really talk about it over there. So that's why it'd be great just to have a great conversation with him here where he can talk about it openly. So, all right. I got a couple more questions left. My dirty little kink is that I love to think of my husband effing a big culona girl and me sucking on their titties while he's effing them. I mean, girl. If that's your thing, girl, that's your thing. And there's just like guys, just like there's some guys who like to see their girl getting plowed by another dude. There's also girls who like their man to see them devour another woman. That's what I'm saying. Like whatever makes y'all happy and keeps y'all spicy, do whatever you got to do. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why like here, it may not be for some people, and that's okay, right? And it's clearly for them. And if it makes her happy and that turns her on, do stuff that makes you happy and turns you on. Don't let other people tell you anything different. On some weird shit, she don't love that man. Again, everybody has their fetishes, because there's some people who like I said, there's guys who absolutely love their wife to get dominated by another guy. Like that shit turns them on. Okay, and yes, that's out there. Like you guys know it's out there. Like it's not nothing new. And same goes the opposite way. Like there's girls who love their guy that turns them on like crazy to be with another woman. And so that's why like whatever is for like whatever you guys like. Like there's this guy that I watch his podcast. So him and his girl like to be around. They don't necessarily hook up with other people. They just like to be in the whole environment. Like they go to nude beaches, nude colony, like nude beaches, nude. I forgot what he called it, but they just go and hang out. They like to see other people naked. Like it's weird, right? Would I ever go with my partner to go see like a bunch of other couples naked? Probably not. I don't know. Like that's not. I've never been like, oh, that's something I'm into. But that's something that they're into that they like to do. And so that's why I'm saying like, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that they don't like it, right? And whatever they like, let them do whatever they like. And him and his wife are completely happy. Like they love doing what they're doing. So that's why I'm saying like, if you guys are happy doing whatever you're doing, whether it be an open relationship, there's also like the hot wife thing. Nothing wrong with that. And what is the hot wife, you ask? And so this is something I learned off of TikTok too. So I guess like there's the guy, a married couple, or maybe they can be in a relationship, but he lets his girl hook up with other guys, and it can mean two different things. Like he lets girls hook up with other guys, or his wife hook up with other guys, and he's okay with it, and that could be because she wants to get satisfied and he doesn't really do it for her, or that's a turn on for him knowing that she went with and hooked up with somebody else too. So that's why I'm saying that shit is weird out here. Then that's not love, bro. See, I get it. I understand why you would say that's not love. But if they're still together and everything is great in their relationship, how, you know what I mean? Like, if it makes them happy, it makes them happy. Just because you may not understand it, doesn't mean it's wrong, you know? how those people might think we have weird kinks too. Exactly. Like some people might think that what we're doing is weird, but then it's normal to you. To them, it's normal, and it's to us is weird, right? So, what kind of relate? Say, I'm just I would never want to see any girl that I'm with hook up with another dude. Hell no, we ain't doing that at all, right? And I would never be with two guys and one girl. I would be open to conversations with two girls, but again, if they say no, then it's a no for me. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need it. No, hell yeah, no, right? Like, cause again, I'm sure there's a lot of guys on here who would love to be with two girls, okay? And then when it comes to two guys, you're like, hell the fuck no. So, so again, everybody's dynamic is different, and that's okay. If you guys are happy doing it, as long as you guys are happy doing it, there's nothing wrong with that. It's only if, like, say you're only doing it because to make him happy, you don't really like to do it. You're just doing it because he kind of forces you. Then that's the problem right there. Clearly, both of y'all are not happy about the situation. So you see how like it changes? All right, let's get into the last question. How do you get over a really bad crush? This person is on my mind most of the day and shows up in my dreams and at night. I don't want this feelings. It's awful. Help. And see, hold on. Oh shit, what happened to the question? Well, hopefully you learned, like, either shoot your shot with the person, and if they're in a relationship and you can't shoot your shot with that person, just stop being around them. Meaning, like, if you see them at the gym, go at a different time. If you see them at work, maybe don't even go around their area, or just talk to them when it's about work. Again, I don't know exactly what the entire context of like your situation is, but if you can shoot your shot. And if you get rejected, then guess what? You got crushed, or now you know that that's not going to happen. Like, that's not a situation that can happen. For example, like I know like a while back when I was in Idaho, there was this girl that I saw and I was like, damn, she fun as fuck, right? And I wanted to, like, I had a crush on her for the longest time. She was always at the gym by herself. And so I was always like, you know what? Like, in my head, see, and this is the thing, like in your head, you start thinking about like, oh, like we could be doing this, we could be doing that. Oh, like I could really see myself with this person. And then guess what? I went to go shoot my shot, and guess what? She was married. She just never wore her ring to the gym. Like, she would take it off, like, as soon as she started working out, because it would get in, like, the way of, like, her lifting and, like, rip her finger and shit. And I was like, fuck. And it sucked at the time, but then now it was, like, it told me, like, all right, this shit ain't gonna happen. It sucks for a little bit, but then you get over it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just shoot your shot, and you'll see. Yeah, and if you do get rejected, then guess what? Is going to help you get past this person. So, but if you can't shoot your shot because maybe they're in a relationship or something else, avoid them. Avoid where they're at. Don't stalk their IG. Don't stalk their social media, because it doesn't help. Stalking them does not help. So if you're stalking them, if you are, stop it, because it's not doing anything good for you. Because and that's what crushes are too. Like, I know it's hard not to romanticize a crush, but some people do it. Trust me, I've been guilty of it, and I'm sure a lot of people have been guilty of it too. But this is why, like, if you can shoot your shot, and if that doesn't work out, or if you can't shoot your shot because they're in a relationship or something, just avoid them. Just do whatever you can to avoid them, and don't be stalking their social medias at all. Like, there's no reason to. So, because you're just going to keep trying to be, oh, I wish I could be with, no. And same goes with the fellas. Don't be stalking her if it can't happen. Don't be toxic and be like, as soon as she posts a picture with her man and be like, this could be us. Don't do that. Have I done that before? Yes. Did I care? No. Would I do that now? Fuck no. That was toxic Edgar. That was a young Edgar, when he would like just do the most craziest shit. Because I remember when I did that one time, and the girl was like, I mean, it can be. And I was like, damn, girl, okay. I was like, she must not like her man, because she was like, all right. And then she started talking to me after that. Just saying. But is that Edgar now? No. We grown, we a lot more mature, and we ain't got time for all that at all. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. We're all out of questions. If you guys want to join and ask questions, make sure you guys are following me on my IG. Just like it says right there. Every month, I go and put the anonymous question thing where you guys can ask questions. You guys ask a bunch of questions and we answer them just like you saw right here. So, and if you guys missed your question, the live should be up on YouTube tomorrow. So, and all the lives, previous question lives are up there. So if you asked the question before, it's probably up there somewhere. So if you guys want to participate, shout out to everyone who continues to participate every month. I get like 100+ questions, which is absolutely amazing because it keeps everybody entertained and we have fun here. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely go check it out. If you guys haven't listened to today's podcast episode, definitely go check it out. Uncomfortable Convos, link is in the bio. New episode every Monday. And today's podcast episode was relationship challenges and challenges that you don't want to deal with. And I go over on ways to deal with these relationships. So Bobby, get a IG fix. Honestly, TikTok runs fine. I think it's something with IG in my system. I don't know what to do. To be honest, like I do not know what to do because everything is connected properly. Like maybe it could be, but the internet says it's running like great. So hopefully like maybe it's an app update in this software that I have. So hopefully it's that. I'll update the apps and hopefully that fixes it. Cause honestly, like I'm just looking around and I'm like, I don't know what I can do to make IG better because TikTok's working fine. So you see, like I'm in a tough little pickle here as well. Anyways, I'm gonna go hit the gym. I'm gonna go get this pumping. So anyways, blow it like Nintendo. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining. And remember, every Mondays and Thursdays I go live. So put your notifications on. That way you can come and hang out and have fun with your boy. All right, I'll see you guys later.